Welcome to this edition of Olsem Wanem. The school year is 5 weeks away from closing, and for most students, the holidays are something to look forward to. But for those in grade 8, 10, and grade 12, the holiday means waiting in anticipation for exam results. These results that determine the next step in formal education.
I would say the Olsem government, in its term of the office, is given a lot of resources to be able to deliver in terms of education and education policies and education priorities. So the government has now made it possible for us to even talk about education and quality education. It's making sense now. The level of the resources is now coming to education. We in education are drawing a lot of funding from government to be able to deliver education, because education is got to do with human resource development, from elementary all the way to school education and to university education. Those are important, and the government is giving us the resource to be able to make sure that we are able to provide the necessary resources that's given to us and give the best we can in terms of providing for quality education. So I'm very thankful for the Olsem government to continue this thing and to place education as a priority. Although we are a very big system, but it cannot be used as an excuse to say, oh, because we are a very big system, there are problems. No, I think the resources will be such that with the policies in place, the priorities in place, we will drive the system, given the management and the leadership has got the will. And the political will is always there. Now that we come to the current government policy directions in terms of what we're going to do, and the universal basic education, the policies, the pillars are already been driven as consistent with the 2050 vision, as human resources is number one on the pillar, and we are driving that through the education. When it comes to the school system, providing career pathways for students going to the school, from elementary education to what we call grade 12, that's available, with the emphasis on the technical vocational education that has been emphasized. We've now made it possible to make sure that TVET in the Ministry of Education has got a wing, and this month we also appoint for the first time our Deputy Secretary to TVET. So from the days in the last 10 years to 15 years now, we're now about to give TVET the priority to make sure that children leaving school education from grade 12 or well before grade 12 will have a pathway to be able to skill themselves, and as well as if there are opportunities for advanced skill, we will be able to do that with the higher learning institutions and universities to make sure, and TVET institutions to make sure that our Papua New Guinean population are able to be skilled enough to be able to create their own employment, as well as to be in the various employment opportunities that exist for them. Tuition fee free is a government policy from elementary education, primary education, high school education, secondary school education, national high schools, vocational schools, and then special education resource centers. These are what we call inclusive education. Government is given, and flexible and distance education. All those school systems where the children go to, government is fully funding them, and that means that it allows access as one thing, so more people can have access to schooling. Number two, it provides the necessaries that the children will have and the teachers will have to conduct schooling. Like, as I mentioned, from pencil to rulers to maybe calculators to equipment that they need to have in the higher, in the secondary schools. And then for the other basic needs is given to the school children. So those school levels I've just mentioned, government is actually fully funding them. And in 2014, it will continue to do that. We've gone to government to give our budget. But what we are asking out there is that now the money has been made available, the schools and the board management and parents should now be very concerned. The government is footing the bill. They must use money to meet the requirement that children go to school, they remain in school. As well, they must make sure that they also use due financial management procedures to report on the government money and to report back to through the processes. We have the board of management to PEBs to the national department for us to report to government about accounting for government money. That is now about due. We want to know whether the cost of education of which government is footing the bill is can be accounted for, and that we can report to government, because government is now making it possible to commit itself to pay the money. So as well, we must be committed to tell the government where the money is going. Okay. Now, for the children going to school, in any one time, like from last year, 2012, now 2013 and 2014, you're going to have number of children coming to school, which will go from 15,000 to 16 to 17 to 20,000. Obviously, you see that many people coming out of the school system, particularly in grade 11 and going to grade 12, in grade 12. And so there's a lot of people living in the school system. So at this time, we're looking at between 15 to 17,000 people living in the school system. And so examination is a kind of accountability in terms of whether the education system work or not. That's the explanation. Yeah. And because of limited resources like teachers, like classrooms, at various levels of schooling, in this case we're talking about tertiary institutions and the training institutions or university education where people live grade 12, there's not enough resources available, no places, no teachers, no all the other opportunities that exist for them. So a lot of children, there'll be some at least 5,000 to 6,000 children next year that live grade 12 that will have the opportunity to go to university or tertiary institution opportunities. Again, that is actually very much dependent on the support like scholarships and all that, but otherwise those places available. The government is thinking over time that that number will be triple. This is what the current government is talking about, that people leaving high school education, there'll be more opportunities. So one day you may see some maybe 10 to 15,000 people going to university education, but that will be over time. So that's why they're trying to create more universities, expand the current universities, give it well-resourced universities, so that pathway is there. Similarly, TVET institutions, expand institutions, polytechnic institutions, the technical business colleges, and other private providers who are in the technical and related areas to expand and to absorb those children living grade 12. So next year, you can about 5,000 to 6,000 children will go to will be looking for opportunity. The rest from there, about some maybe 12 to 10 to 12,000 children will probably be looking for other opportunities in tertiary or in teacher education, all right. And that is to the government a very big concern. We're turning out an output where they are fit for purpose, meaning they got the minimum requirement to go elsewhere. But given the resources are not open enough for our Papua New Guinean children living grade 12, or even those willing to live at grade 10, or those who are willing to live at grade 9, that opportunity is a miss, because we don't have that kind of places available for those people to go to.
You're watching Olsem, Wanem. The Ginigoada Business Foundation continues to build positive life skills by offering basic education opportunities to those that have missed out on continuing their education.
The Ginigoada Foundation has a desire to help young men and women, and some of those young men and women are not just 15 or 20 or 25, some are 35, some are 45, and some are older. But our desire is to help people get fresh skills, get fresh understanding, which gives them a brand new focus in life. If that has happened in these last 2 weeks in this place, then I will leave today feeling very satisfied. If some of you, as a result of this program, have stopped swimming around and around and now have a fresh sense of direction, I will leave this place feeling greatly satisfied. But the work's not over. Today is not the end, but it's the beginning. It depends what you do next Monday and next Tuesday. It depends what you do from this point forward.
We run programs that are designed to help improve life skills and basic business awareness with people, especially from informal sector, like from the settlements and villages around the NCD.
Mr. Rodney Graham. Business works, but you must understand how to work business. Business isn't what is out here. Business is what's inside of here. And the Ginigoada Business Development Foundation, at our origin, we're back when Dame Carol Kiddu and my chairman, who was the then CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, he's now the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, was the then president, Mr. David Conn, and others got together. They commenced Ginigoada to help people not only with vocational skills, but also with the ability to understand how to run business.
Marakina monastadi, moni marakina monastadi. Moni marakina monastadi na kana yes, 600 kina hengu. Stock hode bena hoya. Bena na 600 kina monastadi na kana na okara kwada. Eku COVID na pa opana na sekis price ba bena kwada na business bena tupua. Dai na la na maiwa, mosa ya no wa bona na stock na hewa kabuna be kumbango. Mosa be ano kabuna be kaire bamona aruna stosto kabuna be ina kubisere bamona ina dapa iboje na dio na maiwa kako na mepiwa na lo wa stosto kabuna kako na stakiwa sore ina ni kwa toma kako na maiwa mosa ano wa kabuna adawa be yaka ukarawa semena kulobe ka ukarawa pena dora yema iwane kana kako e price wa the price markup price.
The governor decided to demonstrate the importance of having a successful business.
Origina plastic has no holes. That is honest and good business partners and good businessmen and women. That is why nothing is going out of this plastic and the plastic is filling up. I'll show you the next plastic. While I'm filling it, it's still going on. I'm filling it, still going on. I'm filling it, still going on. I'm not sekara. Why? I'm matuan. Matuan jamar, utakata matu bidaka. Plastic sorong business pasukwaran pasiraka.
Let's try and change something, especially in our village here. They cannot maintain it. So they turn around and they ask somebody to maintain the store. Is that the way you want us to go to Jerusalem? You run the store. Fortnight or monthly or whatever agreement that you make. Is that the way you want us to go here? So let's see, the first group that you are going to graduate now, get your certificate. I want to see, in 5 years' time, let's see that you do something. Let's see that you do something.
There is this one particular participant from 6 Mile Bodium Block 1. His name is Samson, a bit what we call druggy, or, you know. He, after graduation, he found himself filling in one of those on-the-job training applications and ended up being employed by on-the-job training given to him by the Port Moresby freezers. And based on this exercise, he's now left smoking, drugs. He's now left bad language. He's dressing neatly, and it's satisfying to see a person of that nature to earn some money from this training.
Most of them are new to the program because they thought that after finishing grade 8 or grade 6 or grade 12, that was it. They're thinking that I haven't done it or I couldn't make it to high school. So that's it. They thought that I'd rather stay home. But Ginigoada has came to prove to them that that was not the end of the world for them. It could also change them in their career. For example, one of the things that we attended recently after the graduation on Monday, a batch of 12 students went there to G4S and they did some of the entry tests and some went in for interview. And eventually some of them will be starting work probably next week after they do training. But in life, what Ginigoada has also done was it also helped them with discipline and have gave them confidence and have encouraged them that staying in the village, you're not going to get anywhere, or staying in the house, all you're doing is you're getting up, you're saying that you're doing something but you're not ending up anywhere, or you're going somewhere but you're not getting anywhere. So Ginigoada is an organization who goes out there to help youths who can also build themselves up.
It's the beginning. I agree with Pastor Mike. This is the beginning. And I want to see that you move forward, create something, make a difference, make a change in our village, especially villages like Tibsare. Tatana kamuna eda governor ada wana demi herba dekana. Edia herba namukan. He told us that they are medium, but they stick to their goal, their vision. My question is this: you have a goal? You have a vision?
This is Olsem Wanem. Rotary Holland, in partnership with Rotary Port Moresby and Rotary International, embarked on a 2-week program which saw a small team of experts all the way from Amsterdam come to Port Moresby to do a series of training and awareness in local communities.
Pari Village was privileged to be a part of this training and took every opportunity to listen and talk on the topic of drug and alcohol issues faced within the village.
And Rotary International asked for help from Amsterdam, because there's a specialist expertise in Amsterdam on addiction, to come over here to Papua New Guinea to give advice and to train people. So Rotary formed the team of experts, and they are not Rotarians, and they asked me to be the team leader because I'm a Rotarian. Okay. And we are all volunteering, it's in our free time, but Rotary gave us the money for the tickets.
And my work is to find homeless and addicted people on the streets in the center of Amsterdam and try to get the right help for them. We have a lot of different organizations in Holland who work with homeless and addicted people. And my role here is to tell the people about my work, but also about cooperation. We think it's really important that all the different organizations who are working with these people are working together.
First of all, you have to be patient, really patient. And I have to realize that leading their life is a lot harder than my life. It's really hard life being addicted, because you always have to think of how am I going to go through the next day, and it's not what people want. So as soon as they come in to me, I praise them. I said, very good that you came in, now we can talk a little better. And every time they do something right, I praise them instead of punishing. Because punishment they get all along, everybody punishes. Their family punishes them because they get really mad at them, and they get a lot of bad things going on around them. So their situation gets worse and worse and worse. And sometimes somebody needs to hit the bottom of the pit, we call it. You know, something really bad has to happen before you realize that's not the life you want to lead.
Questions were asked by both the mothers and the children to the team of experts.
But the marijuana is brought in by the other people out there from the settlements. But steams are put here.
Steams are put here, yes.
But the marijuana, it is brought in.
Yes.
If you use marijuana, you smoke it, it affects the brain, and you get a little, how do you say it? Tired, not tired, but a lot of things don't easy. You don't feel so much anymore, so you just sit and lay and relax a lot. Is that what you recognize? You see that when people smoke, that they are becoming lazy and they don't want to work, they don't want to do anything, they just want to sit and smoke. Is that what you see? And sometimes you can also become a little angry from smoking marijuana. You see that too? Or you see maybe people drinking and smoking. You see that?
It has been a very good opportunity where the village woman came out and started experiencing, facing.
Well, I think it's different because you don't have places to go with them. In Holland, what I said, we've got a lot of options for people who are homeless, who are addicted. So we can take them to a shelter, arrange some petty money, addiction care, like the ladies do, health care, all those organizations, and they lack that here. So you can go to the people here, but you can't give them an alternative. So it's really difficult here to help those people. But educating them is the most important thing we can do here, I suppose.
The first thing I want to say that alcoholism or addiction is a disease of the brain. So it's a disease. It's not that people choose to be addicted. I think it's very important to know that because, of course, you drink, you throw the alcohol into your mouth, but addiction is the brains get sort of infected, and the way the things in the brain go, they change after you've been drinking quite a while.
Somebody has been drinking from when he was 16, sometimes younger, 14, and they drink with their other peers and they have a good time. Yeah? And not all of them get addicted. But some of them are getting to need more and more. And usually they are the kids who have already a bad time. They come from a broken home, or they have not been encouraged enough by their parents. And they drink more and more, and they're still not addicted, but they're really on high risk. And then at one point of time, they get addicted and they can't really go without anymore. Yeah? That's first you control what you're doing, and then the alcohol or the marijuana controls you. And you have to have it, otherwise you can't function. And at that point, then they have no choice anymore. It's not their choice. So I've had people come in like that and say, I don't want it, it's not my choice, but I don't know what to do. So what we do is teach skills. Teach skills on how to say no.
Only suppression or punishment, that's our lesson also, doesn't help. So if there's going to be new legislation which is only about punishing, the problem won't go away. And we think people need help. And you could do it through different channels.
We would like to see a lot of organization to address these issues.
And that's all we have time for. We've come to the end of the program. As usual, if you'd like to comment or make suggestions on any of our stories, drop us a line to the address on your screen or check us out on our Facebook page. Until then, enjoy your viewing here on MTV.